Yo guys, Borito back again today with another analysis video. Today's video, I just want to highlight ways that Atlanta FaZe could have made it around LA Thieves' red card SnD, and I am gonna talk about LA Thieves' red card SnD against Miami as well because they played them twice at the same major on that map, beat them convincingly both times. So there is like also like a difference in playstyles because the one against Miami didn't look convincing at all, and this one didn't look convincing at all. And then I feel like Atlanta FaZe sorta kind of got it figured out, but they made some mistakes in there. LA Thieves made some mistakes. They could have closed the game out way earlier, but I just want to talk about what LA Thieves does and how FaZe could have easily read it. So if you remember watching this game, the main thing was the middle control and how Scrap was basically dominating mid control. And I felt like this game, whenever you're playing SnD, you automatically lose the game when you start playing around like the other team. Unless you just are super duper hard countering them, it's a little bit of a different story because sometimes you can use it to your advantage. But a lot of the times, if you're seeing what they do, or in this case, it looks like Atlanta FaZe already did like their VOD review on LA Thieves. This is before anything even happened, by the way. This is 0-0. And they already know that someone likes to pinch. Because I think the last time they played LA Thieves on this map, I remember, they were constantly getting flanked on this side and they had to like constantly look over at the B side. They were tweaking about it. So it was something that they were focused on a lot on their offenses, and then they sort of realized that they weren't doing it. They were focusing more on mid. So Atlanta FaZe kind of got a bit of an ego. Like instead of, because what I felt like they should have done, I'm going to show you examples throughout this game. They should have just acknowledged that Scrap was playing mid and just left it alone and made Scrap do something else, because you're essentially putting the power into his hands by like challing him in his power spot. Like Scrap's a pretty like one-dimensional, not gonna lie, like SnD player. Like no disrespect at all, he drastically picked up his SnD. I mean, now he's like a 1.21 in SnD, but I feel like if they didn't feed him so much in mid, Scrap would almost have like a nothing to do. If they just made him now have to go do something else, like go fucking watch an A cross, probably still would have got kills anyway. But we're just gonna go through this. So Atlanta FaZe at the beginning of the game already playing around LA Thieves. I mean, I'm gonna let the first round slide because you know first round you're kind of just like feeling each other out. But it was very clear they were anticipating a flank over on this B side, and it didn't feel like Atlanta FaZe. Like back when Atlanta FaZe played SnD in Cold War, it felt like every team was constantly playing around them. Like, oh fuck, FaZe is gonna do this. What are we gonna do? Atlanta FaZe was like, we're doing this. Have fun trying to stop us. Like, you know, like that type of shit. But this time around, it felt like we know what LA Thieves is gonna do. We're playing around what they're doing. You already lost at that point. You already lost. So as you can see, they're playing very turtleback. They're playing for scams that are not going to come. Right now, LA Thieves is getting a lot of info. Like they're pushing on the B side. They're like, yeah, they're fucking waiting for us. This could have been a chance for like 8 to maybe take some map control, but obviously he doesn't see what we see. But Atlanta FaZe wasted so much time here. Now it's like 40 seconds left, and you still have to clear out all of A and make a play. Like a BZ's still playing for this guy on the flank. MC actually does get a pick on Scrap, so I do want to point that out because like Scrap roams around this fucking mid area. He caught him right there at the glass fucking windows as he was rotating to A because he assumed they're all going A. So you could call it a great play out of Atlanta FaZe. But now I want to talk about the fucking scams real quick from like Atlanta FaZe. So you get the first blood, and I always talk about whenever you get the first blood on this map, A, I think is a way better bump site than B, unless you already have B control. Unless that like first blood you got was like at B, I would always go A. It's way easier to deal with in my opinion. And why the bomb didn't just fucking go down here, I will never understand. Why there was multiple people pushing P2 and no one planting the bomb, beyond me. You basically scammed this round. This was a super duper supreme, extra crispy, extra creamy fucking scam. That's what this was. Extra creamy? What? Wait, hold up. Wait, hold on. Shit, hold on. No, I'm kidding. But, bro, just get the bomb down. Like, why is he fucking pushing through tractor? You have a guy on P4, get the bomb down. You have P2, P2 control, basically see the whole cross. Everything's covered. Instead, they're forcing gunfights to the back of the map with 19 seconds left, and they just got 3-piece back there. Unbelievable. I was actually mind blown. And if you want to talk about hindsight, I mean, MC knows he's like back there, so I don't know why he didn't just plant the bomb on like the other side, but that is what it is. But yeah, that was a super duper scam. Like, I do understand like this map is a little bit complicated sometimes because you're so focused on the flank, because there's like the underground like parking lot they get hit, like the back of P3. They could make it through P5, you know, glass, you know, you gotta watch mid, you gotta watch the top fucking house up by the catwalk. You know, there's a lot of things to watch, so I can understand that, but using your first round to play around LA Thieves did not benefit them for like the rest of the game. Like, you know, like I feel like on the first round, you just have to do what you want to do. You just got to do what you got to do, and then the other team's gonna see, okay, like, they do this, now we could do this. But if you're playing around them on the first round, they're just gonna be like, oh, like they were fucking waiting for me, so it looks like we don't have to switch anything up next time. You know, if you have the offense first, do something on your offense. If like you rush B or you rush A, now on the next defense they're gonna be like, oh fuck, like they hit A next time, they might do it again, so then they might go on a flank, you know, then they might try to work a mid push, or they might try to have an extra guy over a B, like, you know, like now they're starting to play around you as opposed to you having to play around them. So there's not really any analysis on this round, but I just want to point out something that Hydra did, bro. This is like next level game knowledge. I remember like doing shit like this like in MW3. Not MW3 last year, but like MW3 like the old one. Back when like the bomb, and even in MW2, back when you would defuse the bomb and it actually made like a loud ass noise, I would like throw a nade, throw a stun, right when it blows up, pick up the bomb. This was like around the exact same energy, like, because like Hydra sees that like he knows his teammate's throwing a concussion back there, and he times him busting open the door with that stun. So he sees the stun, and then right when it blows up, he walks right through. I love that. I fucking saw. I was like, wow, dude, this guy's really fucking smart. I'm not gonna lie. But like Simp, obviously having the awareness he has, was able to read it. But look, like just time that, like, you didn't even fucking hear the door. But like, obviously fucking Chris probably was anticipating that shit. But I actually thought that was great effort. But then they end up fucking. But then LA Thieves win this round. Yeah, but it was actually weird though. Like, so like the trades in here like were interesting. So like Abizi was like in the bomb with Simp. So right when that happens, MC gets a trade on Scrap here, but then Abizi gives up Office to help over at B, and that guy is just able to go into Office for free, and there's not enough people over here from Atlanta FaZe to like pick up Office, because Abizi's trying to help like the immediate pressure, which is on the backside. And then, yeah, he just get cuts out. So that's just like an unfortunate round. But now I want to talk about this round. So, like I said, like just sort of like ignoring Scrap here, but they still wanted the info that Scrap was going to play it still. So you're seeing MC gets the info. He says, all right, fuck that guy. This time he's like thinking, okay, I'm one shot, so like that guy may pinch that backside. And you can even see like Atlanta FaZe kind of wasting some time. You're gonna see like fucking two of them like fuck turn around here. Like I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Like they're tweaking. But now you can see they're like, hey, let's just like fucking forget about that shit. We're not gonna wait till the last second. Like we're just gonna fuck start hitting this shit. So now Simp hits this shit, and look what they're now making Scrap do. They're making Scrap do something that isn't getting kills in like the hallway. Now he has to like be up in like the top window, and then after like they get a kill over here at A, Scrap now has to like try to make a play through mid. It's not him like just holding an iron, which is basically putting all the power into Scrap's hands. Like you don't really want to go against Scrap when he's holding an iron, but you can't catch him sprinting. So like now that shit goes down today, and now he feels he has to like sprint through mid to go try to make a play, and that's where MC is there fucking waiting for him. So like they're making him do something else. And now by forcing A, now take a look at this guy on the flank. But like it doesn't even matter now because now you have full control over at A, and now like they're playing around you. Hydra does get the kill on MC, but it doesn't matter because they already did like the damage up front, and now he's like the last one left. Like you just have to make LA Thieves just like play around you, like, you know, and when they're playing around you, like then you could actually like put that into your advantage. But I feel like something LA Thieves has gone way better at SnD. I mean, they were already good at it, but they've gone way better at it. They've gone way better at playing Ratty. I remember in the beginning, like, for example, when they would play like Hacienda SnD, how they'd be going back and forth on offense, tweaking. Now I think they figured out like a very good balance, and a map like this is perfect for exploiting something like this. So basically what they're doing is they are not only playing for info, but they're trying to just hard bait Atlanta FaZe into like getting them to go over here, then we're gonna go over there. Like, you know, like they're making them go back and forth. They're trying to disrupt their original setup and get them in positions to maybe isolate one, and you're gonna see how it works out here. So first, like at the beginning of the round, you're gonna see what Atlanta FaZe is trying to do. Like they had 2 over a B. They were kind of anticipating like a B push, and then you have like the guy top mid, you have the guy A. Obviously, he's playing for like the initial cross. Jones is playing for the initial crossover at A. Does not see. He's like, "Hey, fuck, what the fuck?" And then MC shoots Scrap like pretty early in the round. Like it was like, or I mean, like he shoots like these 2 over at hedges. Immediately, Sim's like, "Okay, now I gotta open these doors and close them again." And then he goes back like to help mid. And then now Scrap shows himself in mid and goes towards B side again. And now like they're tweaking again. So now they're like, wait, what the fuck's going on? And now them going back and forth now disrupts FaZe's original like setup. So if you take a look at the original setup, a non-scam setup here like in the beginning, and then just like showing face, like going back and forth, fucking getting them to mix it up. Oh no, they're going over here. Now look what it causes now. It now causes Simp to now rotate out of B because, oh fuck, now they're not going B anymore. And now an extra body goes over to the A side because they start seeing presence over at A now. And now it leaves the guy in mid here alone. And look, they acknowledge it too. So LA Thieves actually acknowledges it. So they see one, and then like they see like another. So now they know there's 2 guys over here, and now they're automatically going to use their brains and think, if there's 2 over here, there's definitely going to be 1 at B, which means there's a possibility of only 1 mid at the most. Like they did like the process of elimination. So now with the info that they got there, take a look how they start working mid. Now they just hard baited Atlanta FaZe out of like an initial tight setup. And I want to compare this setup right here that Atlanta FaZe has to the ones that LA Thieves had on both their defense. Notice the difference in these setups that you see. LA Thieves plays a non-scam setup that is like purely based off of info, and whenever they get info, like they're still not in positions to get ISO'd on defense. They do a good job of not getting ISO'd on defense unless Scrap loses like a gunfight in mid or a person gets picked back A. But they're never gonna scam over like in the mid area. Like they're always like pretty tight around like how they're playing. Like the other team has to make like a pretty much like hero play. There's never a person like an ISO spot unless a person just like super duper picks them. But take a look at the setups they have with like the 2 guys around mid together in tradable positions compared to this one with like Atlanta FaZe, where now Simp is all alone because all LA Thieves did is just go back and forth, make him tweak a little bit. And now look, now they start working mid because now they know the process of elimination. It's 2 guys back here. There's a guy over at B. Like the guys back here aren't just gonna run back to mid, which means there's gonna be 1 guy mid. And now look, Hydra busts the door open, sees him there. He's like, fuck that shit. Envoy's right there. right there to help. And like the ISO Simp can't do anything. He's tweaking. He knows his teammates are nowhere near to help. Nobody is anywhere near close enough to help him. That's why he's tweaking so hard. Look, he's tweaking. He's like, fuck, I'm like actually on my own. Granted, I mean, obviously, hindsight 2020, he could have the composure to just lay down and like make Hydra maybe come back for a gunfight, but he's thinking, oh, this guy's already pushed up fucking P1 already, so not blaming it at all. But gets ISO'd over in mid, and that's all because like they fucking made him tweak. And then and you're gonna fucking see how this round plays out, because now they actually work A like they should. And it's really hard to fucking break A when like you're fucking down a man. I can tell you that. Drozzy gets a nice wall bang, but it doesn't matter because look, they spot him, and now look, he's just fucking getting cornered now. I love how they do the smart thing is like they get the bomb down, so at least there's a time limit, and then they just pushed him. Going into this offense, so I think in order to get the best out of playing against LA Thieves, you pretty much have to go A. Because that basically, I'm not going to say makes Scrap useless, because he could still go up top. As you can see, he likes playing the up top spot. But if you are going to go B, here's how I feel you should play it. I don't know if my way is 100% correct, because, you know, who knows? Anything could happen. But this is just based off the information that I get from LA Thieves and how they play it. Usually they have Envoy in B. They have Scrap up top. 6 goes wherever he needs to go. And then Ghosty usually plays like the ISO over on A. He's usually like the A guy. Ghosty's the main A guy. Envoy's the main B guy. And then the 2 best players on the team, not disrespecting the other 2, but the 2 best players play like a flex help out role, like depending on what's going on. So FaZe sort of did what I was thinking that they should have done. There's just some minor tweaks to this. So knowing Scrap plays mid, either top catwalk or in the bottom, and Envoy's in B, and then you don't really know where Hydra could be. He could either be playing close or he could play in fucking mid as well. But I feel you should have one guy in ticket on offense, and this is to get Scrap's attention. Keep MC where he is in mid. He could either go top catwalk or in the bottom. I don't care. That we have 2 lines of sight over here. And it keeps his attention. It's not just about keeping Scrap's attention, by the way. And MC doesn't have to stay here like the whole time. And then a BZ should either be like hitting like the other door in there that like LA Thieves has to go through just to sort of get Scrap's attention. And then afterwards he has to go out. And then I feel the other 2 people should hard commit over on B side. So you have Draza, who like you're gonna see him, he like sits right there on the camera and he gets an eyesight there. I don't think Sim should be going in ticket with the BZ. I think Sim should be going same direction that Draws is going, but instead just go right through like the P5 bleacher side. I feel if you do this, you basically cut off every close angle. He has like the far angle. He could also help you at the cameras. He pops out a ticket, gets cameras. You have an angle on camera. He's in a trade spot. He's about to be in a trade spot. He has mid. He could flex afterwards, push inside a ticket once you guys get a first blood. And then all of a sudden, fucking Ghosty, knowing the information, Ghosty's not going to be taking a round. He's not going to be fucking doing that. He's not going to be doing that. And then after like you get a first blood or you get trades, you at least have now have control over this. So they have to repinch through mid. You could take control of the site. You could do whatever you want from there. Just work like a 3v3 bomb plant. But the main goal is to get control of B. And I know Envoy plays very deep in there, but if you get a trade on Hydra, or if it is Envoy, so let's say even Hydra goes mid as well, even better. If Envoy's there by himself, it works out either way. Either way, like you're going to get control. The second you get control of Office, the second you have Office control and you could start like fucking banging the door, throwing Counter-Strike stuns in there, even if Envoy's back here and you have a guy now working there, you got Simp working the front door, you could work a fucking pick on that guy. You could work a pick on that guy in there just based off like the control that you have. But instead, you're going to see how this plays out here. So they send 2 guys in ticket, draws in this spot. So I'm just imagining. So Hydra pushes up to the camera too. So I'm just imagining if Simp goes same direction as Draza and he just goes up there, that's a fucking pick right there. that's a pick. If he goes down there, even if Hydra gets him, a BZ gets him. And they now have a 3v3, knowing that one guy is in here. If Draza tags them, they could just start sprinting in here. They know Scrap's up top. MC could easily like adjust into mid, and now all of a sudden they have to drop down. At least they now have pretty much control of mid, and now like these has to like focus on if they're gonna make a pinch in mid or wrap around. Atlanta FaZe could just focus now on just quick taking control of B, even if it comes to the cost of a trade and it's a fucking 2v2, doesn't matter. But puts you in a way better scenario than playing a 4v4 and you have to retake. Easier to retake a bomb site in like a 3v3, I feel. So instead, Sim goes same direction as a BZ, and they don't get the trade on this guy. Like, Hydra's on a pretty risky ass spot too. And then Atlanta FaZe just completely gives it up, and two guys go mid and they get picked by Scrap, which I was like mind blown about. Like, you're tweaking too much. Like, you definitely should have hard committed. I just don't like the two guys going ticket, because like the second the guy over at B knows there's two there, I mean, like, you're basically like stacked on top of each other, challenging the exact same window. You can't really even like challenge at the same time because you're like basically lined up in like a small area, as opposed to if one guy just pushes down like the P5 bleachers and then a guy goes ticket, insta trade. No matter what direction the guy comes from there, guy comes from there, insta trade no matter what. And at least if you get trades, it makes it easier to retake B, because now you know Envoy's in the back of B. You could take control of Office, and MC could move up, and now Scrap has to drop down, and MC could be in ticket now, and now they got to work that, and it's just way easier. Just way easier. Like, the second you get the first guy out of there. Yeah, but getting fucking two-piece to mid, unacceptable, and then Sim tries to go into B. He gets picked by Envoy, and then, yeah, he just fucking shits on that guy, too. But, yeah. They went B, said, oh, okay, yeah, we kind of fucked up here. They try to go back to mid, walk right into Scrap, like the Venus flytrap in mid. Just, like, hard commit to B. Just hard commit to B, force a trade, force LA Thieves to now have to readjust, knowing that you just got to trade. It would be huge if, like, they picked Envoy in there. They found ways to pick Envoy inside that B. I think it'd make it way easier on them, but they'd also have to they'd have to deal with Hydra. That's why on B, like, getting control of that's why getting control of Office, getting control of Ticket is so huge, so huge. It doesn't matter if they flank at that point. Once you have control of that, not much they could do. They have to play for like a retake on B. Just more about trying to get B control and then seeing what LA Thieves could do with that. Like, literally just like force them into having to retake you off the bomb site. Because Atlanta FaZe is pretty good at holding like that bomb site. Like, the second they're actually able to get the bomb down, it's where they found like a lot of success. Like, very good at working B, playing like for picks in Office. Don't know why they switched it up to LA Thieves. I think they showed LA Thieves maybe a bit too much respect, but at the same time, they didn't, because they kept challenging Scrap in mid. They kept just fucking putting him in the scenario that he wanted it to be. Like, oh, these fucking idiots keep trying to challenge me mid. Make Scrap jump down from there and do something else. The second you make Scrap do something else, he's like, what the fuck am I doing? You know? Like, it's got to put him into uncomfortable situations. But I am going to preface real quick. I think you give Envoy a bit too much power when you tried to take over like the B bomb site from this scenario. I'm not saying it's impossible. Like, I'm sure I'm not going to give away too much of my secrets. You know, you guys got to start paying me for this shit. No, I'm kidding. But I feel you have a better chance retaking B when you're retaking from Office. And once you have Office control, like, then going off of there, I feel like you give Envoy too much power when you're just like solely breaking from the front door or the side, and you leave Office open for Hydra to take control of it. You just leave Office open for interpretation. I feel like they should be working for Office control first, and then when you get Office control, then try to retake B. And a lot of FaZe do it all the time. Like, I would watch Simper or BZ play for Office all the time. Don't know why it stopped. But the second you start playing for Office control, that means Envoy's going to start fucking readjusting, and you could put Draza over by like the door, just waiting just seeing like what the fuck's going on. But I feel like a BZ and Sim should be like working the office area, working the front door. Obviously, not just and like they tried it on like an Offense, and I'm gonna show you later. But LAT's hard bait into him because LAT's left the door open, and that should just like tell you like they're fucking watching it. Like they literally left the door open, but or whoever left the door open, I don't even know. But we're gonna fucking see later. But I feel like you need a work office control if you're going to go be like work like the mid ticket to office, get control of this shit first. Don't try to work from the outside. Don't just try to work from the front door. Focus on office control first, and then connect all the pieces after that, you know. But that's just my thought because Envoy plays very like ratty in there. He can't play any different from anybody else. There's only so many angles in there you could actually play, unless you're a line of FaZe and you save all your stuns and nades for when you get over to B. Then you could actually like retake from the outside part. But you do still have to get like fucking control of office and shit first. But yeah. So I also want to acknowledge what Atlanta FaZe does correct as well, not just what they're doing wrong, obviously. I prefer this method of defense. I've always preferred this method, especially at the pro level, way different when like you're playing like fucking ranked or whatever. So don't take this into ranked. But I've always preferred when you take space over an A, because the second you take space over an A, it eliminates so many things that you have to fucking think about, and especially on defense. My phone's fucking vibrating. It eliminates so many things on defense because now you know the team's either going to be pushed back, like back A, they're going to be playing slow mid, or they're going to be going B. Because now you have so much info, and if they are mid, so I'm going to show you basically what like Atlanta FaZe did. So MC once again playing for info on Scrap, but he's not overchalling. He's not overchalling like the last time. Like he's just playing for info. Sees him. He's like, okay, gonna throw some shoulders. And now look what number 2 and number 4 do offer this info. So now they know where Scrap is once again. He's in mid. And like they know what LATs did last time. They're going back and forth, rotating around their back spawn like they usually do, like a bunch of bums. They always do that shit. Always do that Ratty shit. So now this time Atlanta FaZe is fucking taking space and they're moving up. And now they're moving into tradable positions. MC's aware. Sim's aware. Now if Scrap's here again and he chows, now if he's here again and he chows, there's going to be a person in a position who's pushed up far enough that could like play for a trade, you know? So breaks the door. Omni movement clutch. If it was any other game, if it was MW3, he's throwing because the second he goes through that door, it's fucking chalked at that point. But look, so like he breaks the door, goes back inside. They see him cross. MC makes a very brave play here. Granted, like they're down 4-1, so you know whenever you're down 4-1, you just start doing more brave shit. Sees Scrap cross back, and now he takes space up in mid. He pushes up so far in mid because now he's not going to even be like Scrap actually does read it, but MC's on a pretty risky spot. Like if anyone else just like peek from top catwalk, but obviously they kind of know what LA Thieves does. They know that Scrap's like the person for mid. Everyone else kind of plays like on the low ends of like the map. So MC like went to like a dirty off angle spot. Like they basically used the info, took map space, and basically ISO'd Scrap on like that. So I thought that was a great round of out of Atlanta FaZe and how like they adjusted. It's instead of just like chilling them from afar and everyone else is just like back, they actually took space and they're like, if Scrap does pick you MC, the rest of us are going to be in trail positions, and we're also going to have map control as well. You have a BZ over at the B bomb site. So I actually like the way they played this. And then like a BZ fucking catches Hydra off guard, and then the round's basically over from there. And like Atlanta FaZe like actually started calling back. I'm actually not even going to pause it this time. I'm actually just going to go through it. So now, like, they're doing the army crawls this time, dude. Doing the army crawls this time. This looks so funny. So, this is something I want to know here. I want to know If it was Envoy that opened the door, did Envoy open the door? Wait, it was what a fucking throw. What a fucking throw. Okay, who fucking broke that door open? Oh, dude. Dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, so for those of you who didn't just fucking see this right here, I'm going to play it in 0.5 for you. So no one on Atlanta FaZe has thrown anything, okay? So no one on Atlanta FaZe threw anything. Keep that into account. And now you're going to see Envoy right here throw a fucking stun at the door. And what he's doing is he's opening up the door for his fucking dirty ass off angle. So if you're Atlanta FaZe, I know sometimes these things can fucking pass you by. Like, I already know. Like, these things can pass you by. You just hear stun on the map. But that's, like, at the lower level. But I feel like at the higher level, you kind of know if someone's going to stun some. I don't know. Maybe I'm tweaking. But I feel like if someone's going to use attack on something, especially a BZ and Simp are on the ground, so they already know they're not throwing anything. MC is mid. Draza is all the way over here. So there's quite literally nobody in a position to throw a stun inside B. The only thing I could think of is MC started shooting right when Envoy was throwing that stun. The only thing I could think of. But even then, like, the stun makes pretty significant noise. So if you're Atlanta FaZe at this point, and you know that none of you guys fucking broke this door. Envoy is like, bro, he's like Kevin in Home Alone, dude. He's Kevin in Home Alone. He is just in his house setting up traps everywhere and just allowing the bad guys to walk into it. This is what that fucking is. Same energy. Same energy, bro. He is, no, Envoy's actually fucking him for that. I'm not gonna lie. He's actually him for that. Like, yes, that's my thumbnail right there. So if you're Atlanta FaZe at this point, and you see the door is wide open, and you know that none of you guys are responsible for this, and Envoy went up top in that spot, threw the trophy over the door into that spot too. I thought that was fucking brilliant too. Look, he threw it like over, dude. Over the door, so if they did have an angle on it from Ticket, they wouldn't even see it. Like, this guy's actually fucking Kevin from Home Alone. If you're Atlanta FaZe and you see the door is wide open and it was not you, would anything not go through your mind to think maybe that guy like wants us to walk right where like that open door is because he has like some sort of like an angle there? Instead, Simp does not acknowledge this and he's kind of just like walking. Envoy gets a free kill up in that spot. Man. Oh, man. That is fucking hilarious. I gotta say, that is fucking hilarious. And then he gets a pick on MC going through the door. Envoy, that has to be like the play of the week. That's like the play of the week. That is the fucking play of the week right there. That is literally the play of the week from Envoy. That is 100 IQ. It made these fucking tiny terrors look like bums. Like, that is actually such a phenomenal fucking thing that he did there. And I think I want to actually give him the benefit of the doubt that he purposely waited for MC to start shooting. He's like, yeah, I'm going to throw the stun now. But the fact that no one on that FaZe even noticed it is even more impressive. Right here is pretty much where LAT should have closed it up, but they didn't. So you see Ghosty taking the elevator. He's going top catwalk. He's actually the one that picks MC right here. So he picks MC right there. And then they work B. And I thought this play was great out of Hydra because I see Real do this. Real does the exact same thing, but usually when Real does it, Miami already has like control of A. Like they have like this area. Usually have like this area like locked down. I think I circled a bit too much there, but yeah. So Hydra makes a great play here. So he's like playing with the island on B because he knows people are gonna start rotating to A. Look, he catches Simp on the rotation. From that point on, I feel like LA Thieves should have just held their spot. They had the right play in mind. I'm not going to even say it's a bad play because they had full control of B and they had 4 players there. But they essentially could have held and literally just let Hydra fucking make a play on the pinch. And then boom, and then they just fucking collapse on A, you know? And for those of you who don't know what collapsing is, even though it's pretty self-explanatory, pitch it from one angle, and you could even be holding, because at least, like, as he is clearing this shit out, you have eyes on all this. You're basically collapsing on a point in the map, you know? You're fucking collapsing. But collapsing is actually, like, going from this side, going from that side, collapsing on an area, clearing out everything, and then it's already, like, you know? But in my opinion, this may just be for me. You can collapse when one player is like moving and the other players just have a line of sight on everything that the player is about to collapse on. I feel like that's also a collapse as well because you're closing down it because they have info on basically everything here, you know? But, so I'm not even going to say it's a bad play because LA Thieves, Hydra's like, bro, I have full control of B. This fuck guy just left. Realistically, like, if they just held this, Hydra just sprint around the back spawn and kills that guy anyway. But LAD still should have won this anyway right here. So, they get full control of B. I feel like Hydra's position kind of fucked up the team a bit. But realistically, all they got to do, doesn't even matter what Hydra's doing. Hydra's playing like the top Eskies, playing back spawn. That's kind of like a... That's a little bit of like a selfish spot. Doesn't really benefit the team that much because you're playing Eskies and you're watching just the back spawn rotation, but they could still come through like the mid doors and still hit like the doors to quote unquote hit your teammates in the back. So what he's playing is a pretty selfish position that doesn't really benefit unless they wrap all the way back spawn, but no one's fucking doing that, dude. No one's retaking from the doors. I mean, isn't impossible though, but so realistically, the rest of them, no matter what Hydra's doing, close the doors and lay the fuck down. That's all you gotta do. And whatever door like they bust, Hydra could fucking make a play off of that info, just based off where he is. Like if they hit either of the back doors, Hydra from Eski's activated. Boom, flank. Hit the office door, you're prone. Boom. You have 3 guys in the bomb. They break this door, they break that door, free kills. I don't understand how Draws is able to pick them from the bleachers. That makes no sense for me. You should never be dying there ever. Like, all you gotta do is close the doors and like don't move. They have to come to you. Like instead Draws like slides in, also gets a fucking 2-piece here. And then Envoy feels like he has to check the bomb. Can't blame him. Then Hydra is basically in a vulnerable spot. Hits him with the infiltrator stock fucking strafe. And that should have never happened. That should have been game right there. For this round, I'm not even going to super break it down. Because, I mean, this is just like not playing your man advantage. Just being a little bit too obsessed with scrap. So, Simp gets Ghosty in the corner. Immediately, MC, I know he caught Scrap here. So the last time Atlanta FaZe got a pick over at A, Scrap was like rotating through mid and like he caught him. But this time MC kind of went to go like force the issue. If anything, hold an off angle or just go back on the A side. There's nothing he could do about it. But I mean, the fact they just lost like the man advantage right away really hurt them. And then Hydra made a great play. Like the second Ghosty dies in that spot, he pushes right up hedges. I think 4's on the low ground, so he doesn't quite have an angle. I think he just missed Hydra, like right when Hydra's like right here. So like Hydra hopped up, and he's right there. I think right now, I'm not sure if number 4 has an angle. I don't think so. Actually, I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did, because look, he like looks in his direction, and I think like number 3 acknowledged it, and he like goes to look, sees him in the corner. But Hydra is just such a smart player. I mean, I could guess guy like, dude, he it's a dude, there's so many small nuances like he does I don't see a lot of players do, but this one's a little bit more on the simple side. So like he gets in that spot, but he's aware of the potential of being seen. So he's in the corner, but then he like throws a shoulder. He's like, okay, there's probably a motherfucker like, you know, staring at me. So he gets that kill, catches a BZ off, hops on a head, just slides back, and then he realizes there's a guy playing like a down low. He knows that. So instead of being a bitch, he takes space. Granted, if he got picked, you know, probably would have been another story, but he was completely confident. So like he knows he's like down low somewhere. He's like searching for him, and then like he sees him right there, and then Simp's like all alone, and now like these close that out. So I mean, that's just great out of like LA Thieves, but overall, LA Thieves didn't really. I think they played this way better against Miami, but against LA Thieves, or I mean against Atlanta FaZe, didn't do nothing crazy. I kind of felt like Atlanta FaZe was, dude, I feel like whenever they play LA Thieves, like sometimes they're just tweaking too much. Like last time they had full control of all the SnDs, and now it feels like, granted they didn't play this map last time for SnD. Like you have to remember they had Skyline and they had Vault, and LA Thieves wasn't up to par on this map, so they banned it. So they were playing the other maps, so they didn't even play like the first time they played them on this map on LAN. So, and LA Thieves obviously ever since Major 2 made massive improvements. I mean, you could say Major 1 because Major 2 is like Vancouver. So they made massive improvements on the map, but realistically, all LA Thieves fucking does is play together, and like they just like play like they play very ratty. Like they play very ratty. They play a very info based game, and like that info makes the other team have to play around them. If the other team is just doing like their like a team like Atlanta FaZe, I'm not gonna like actually like say it's for other teams, but the second you make Scrap hop down from mid and do something else, or the second you go B and you take control of like an office and you make Envoy play a bit differently, you make the other people have to adjust, like you're already knocking so many people out of the play. Atlanta FaZe just needs to gain map control on this side and just expect pinches to happen. Obviously, if you work A, may have to work it a bit faster, because I think next time they play LA Thieves on this map, LA Thieves is probably going to be like hitting that P5 flank all the time. Because, oh yeah, we didn't do it last time. They like weren't really watching that much. Guarantee they're going to start hitting it next time they play them on this map. If they do play them on this map, they're going to start hitting it over and over again. But there's a lot more things I could say, but I'm not trying to talk for an hour. Just try to give you a surface level 40 minutes. Surface level 40 minutes. If you're interested in more, leave a like. Dude, I'd make such a great coach, man, I swear. But all right, see you in the next one.